There's a carbohydrate hiding in your kitchen right now that spikes your blood sugar faster than pure glucose. It's in your healthy snacks, your child's lunchbox, and even products labeled no added sugar. The food industry doesn't want you to know its name. But what we discovered next will change how you shop forever. This isn't about sugar. Everyone knows sugar is bad. This is about something far more insidious, a family of ultra-refined carbohydrates that flood the UK food supply without warning labels, without red flags, and often without you even noticing they're there. Their names? Maltodextrin, modified starch, dextrose, corn flour, tapioca starch. They're engineered to be invisible. They spike your blood sugar violently, feed harmful gut bacteria, and drive weight gain around your organs. Yet they appear in products marketed as healthy, in baby foods, and in items approved by NHS apps. Today, we're exposing exactly how this happened and what it means for you. For decades, the food industry focused on one villain: sugar. Public health campaigns, taxes, and regulations all targeted added sugars. Supermarkets responded with entire aisles of no added sugar products: beans, cereals, drinks, snacks, all wearing green traffic lights and health halos. British shoppers embraced them. Parents filled trolleys with these products, believing they were making responsible choices. The assumption was simple: less sugar equals healthier food. But behind the scenes, something else was happening. As sugar came out, another ingredient crept in, not to nourish you, not even to sweeten, but to bulk out products cheaply, extend shelf life, and maintain that familiar texture you expect. These replacement carbohydrates weren't required to be listed as sugar. They didn't trigger warning labels. And metabolically, they behaved just as aggressively, sometimes worse. The truth is, we traded one problem for another, and most people never noticed. Let's look at what's actually on your shelves. Take Tesco baked beans, the no added sugar version. Sounds perfect for a quick, wholesome meal, but scan the ingredients and you'll find maltodextrin and modified maize starch replacing the sugar. Your blood sugar doesn't care about the label. It responds to the starch just the same. Or consider Cadicious veggie straws, sold in Morrison's as a toddler-friendly vegetable snack. The top ingredient is potato starch, making up 30% of the product. Add maltodextrin in the seasoning, and you get 63 grams of carbohydrates per 100 gram, yet only 1 gram is listed as sugar. The rest? Invisible starch that hits your bloodstream faster than table sugar ever could. Walk down the crisp aisle and pick up a tube of Pringles. They're made from dehydrated potatoes, corn flour, rice flour, wheat starch, and maltodextrin. Essentially, it's industrial starch and oil. Zero sugar on the label, but metabolically, pure rapid-release carbohydrate. Here's the problem. UK food regulations don't require manufacturers to separate sugar from starch on labels. So when you see 16 grams carbs, 0 grams sugar, you assume it's safe. But 15 grams of that could be ultra-refined starch, broken down, stripped of fiber, and engineered to absorb instantly. This isn't an accident. It's a systematic replacement strategy that exploits legal loopholes while keeping products cheap to produce and easy to sell. And it's leaving British families completely in the dark. Let's get specific about what these starches actually do inside your body, and why they're potentially more dangerous than the sugar they replaced. Maltodextrin, modified starch, and dextrose are not natural carbohydrates. They're industrially processed substances created in labs, stripped of all fiber, bleached, and chemically altered. Their glycemic index often exceeds 100, higher than pure glucose. That means they spike your blood sugar faster and harder than eating spoonfuls of table sugar. When consumed regularly, these starches have been linked to insulin resistance and type 2 diabetes, non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, chronic inflammation throughout the body, gut lining damage and microbiome disruption, visceral fat accumulation around organs, accelerated arterial aging. But here's what makes this truly shocking. These ingredients are flooding children's diets in massive quantities. UK toddlers aged 2 to 5 now get 61% of their daily calories from ultra-processed foods. For teenagers, it's nearly 67%. Even adults in the UK consume over half their energy from ultra-processed meals and snacks. These foods don't just contain starch, they're built on it. The Food Standards Agency classifies maltodextrin and modified starches as stabilizers or thickeners, not sugars or sweeteners. This means they escape the sugar tax entirely. When the soft drinks levy was introduced, drinks companies simply swapped sugar for maltodextrin and carried on. A 2025 review by Action on Sugar found that many sugar-reduced drinks replaced sugar with caloric maltodextrin, with zero impact on obesity rates. We cut one harmful ingredient and let them sneak in another. The marketing deception is surgical. Products are labeled no added sugar, colored with green traffic lights, stamped with charity badges, or school-approved ticks, priced under £2 and stocked at toddler eye level. You think you're buying vegetables for your child. You're actually buying maltodextrin and corporate PR. A parliamentary health inquiry stated it plainly: we are feeding our children to death. Every green-labeled product they examined still exceeded calorie recommendations, bulked out with filler starches that trigger no red warnings because legally, starch doesn't count. Adults aren't immune either. You skip sugar in your tea, avoid sweets, choose healthy wraps, lentil crisps, or protein bars. But your wrap contains modified wheat starch. Your crisps are 80% starch plus oil. Your protein bar is glucose syrup, tapioca starch, and soy isolate. Your organic soup is thickened with pre-gelatinized maize starch. By day's end, you've consumed dozens of grams of invisible carbohydrates engineered to break down into sugar instantly. But you won't find it on the label. You'll just feel the crash, the cravings, the inflammation. And these starches now make up 55 to 75% of calories in most ultra-processed foods. Let's name names. Here are real products on UK shelves right now that failed the starch test. Tesco potato waffles, dried potato, added potato starch, and dextrose. Essentially, starch on starch. Sainsbury's cooked sausages, only 70% meat. The rest is starch filler, rusk, and sugar. Morrison's cereal bars, marketed as wholesome oat snacks for lunchboxes, but loaded with starch and hidden sweeteners. M&S and Waitrose plant-based ready meals often contain 3 or more starch thickeners per dish, despite the premium pricing and health positioning. Even NHS-approved apps like Food Scanner have flagged diet fizzy drinks and artificially sweetened snacks as great choices, despite being loaded with maltodextrin and chemical fillers. Safer alternatives? Look for products with 5 ingredients or fewer, all recognizable. Choose plain beans over reduced sugar versions. Swap cereal bars for plain oat cakes. Replace crisps with plain popcorn, unsalted nuts, or homemade veggie sticks. And most importantly, read the ingredients, not just the front label. If maltodextrin, glucose syrup, or modified starch appears, leave it on the shelf. This isn't just a labeling issue, it's a daily health crisis unfolding in your kitchen. When you unknowingly consume ultra-refined starches every day, your body responds with blood sugar chaos. You experience energy crashes mid-afternoon, relentless sugar cravings, and brain fog. Over time, this leads to weight gain, especially dangerous visceral fat around your organs, insulin resistance, and chronic inflammation. Financially, you're paying for filler. Maltodextrin and modified starch cost pennies per kilo, yet you're charged premium prices for healthier products that contain them. You're also likely spending more on doctor visits, energy drinks to counter crashes, and specialist diet foods to fix problems these ingredients created in the first place. For families, this means rethinking your weekly shop. Instead of trusting green labels at Tesco, Aldi, Lidl, or Sainsbury's, start reading ingredients. Swap ultra-processed, healthy snacks for whole foods. Oats instead of cereal. Real yogurt with fruit instead of tubes. Plain beans instead of modified versions. The 5-ingredient rule is your friend. If it has more than 5 unrecognizable ingredients, it's probably ultra-processed. Don't fall for marketing. Look at energy proportion and ingredient types, not color coding. The biggest revelation? The food industry engineered its way around sugar regulations by replacing it with starches that are metabolically just as harmful, but legally invisible. You've been told to fear sugar. You've been taught to look for green lights and NHS badges. But behind it all, there's a different carb, invisible, unlabeled, more aggressive, quietly damaging your health. The system won't warn you, the brands won't tell you, and the apps will cheer you on for choosing no sugar, while filling your body with starch. Now you know. That knowledge is stronger than their marketing. The question is, what will you do with it? Because once you see it, you can't unsee it. So here's what I want to know. Have you spotted maltodextrin or modified starch in products you thought were healthy? Drop a comment below. I read every single one, and your experience might help someone else avoid the same trap. If this opened your eyes, subscribe to this channel. We uncover the hidden truths behind everyday UK foods, one investigation at a time. No fluff, no corporate spin, just real information that helps you shop smarter. And if you want to go deeper, click the video on screen. You won't believe what we found next.